Alright guys, welcome to this page of the notes. Now what we're going to do is get some practice graphing absolute value functions. You should immediately recognize them as absolute value functions because of the absolute value sign. Remember, the way that we graph these functions for now is going to be to set up a table. So let me go ahead and set up my XY table. XY table. And remember, the values that we like are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Not because there's anything special about those values, but really just because it's easy to do math with them. So here we go, -2. I plug a -2 into the absolute value. The absolute value of a -2 is a +2. I add 1, and that gets me 3. Take a -1, plug it into the absolute value. The absolute value of a -1 is a +1. Add 1, that gets me 2. Take 0, plug 0 into the absolute value. The absolute value of 0 is 0, and then I add 1. Gets me a 1. Plug 1 in, absolute value of 1 is 1, add 1, that gets me 2. And then I put a 2 into the absolute value. The absolute value of 2 is 2, add 1, that gets me 3. Let's go ahead and plot these data points and see if I can see where, see if I can figure out where that V, because I know it needs to look like a V, I'm just not sure where it's at. Well, let's see if we can figure it out. I'm going to be at 0, 1, 0, 1, so that's going to be a point right there. 0, 1. I'm going to be at 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2, 3. And then I'm going to be at -1, 2, -1, 2, -2, 3, and I think I see where this V is at. I'm pretty sure I found it. Looks like it goes like this. Off in that direction, make sure you extend your line all the way through the coordinate plane I've given you with an arrow on it so that I know that you know it keeps going. And then right here, go ahead and extend that line all the way through the coordinate plane with an arrow on the end so that I know you know it keeps going. And I found my V. It has been shifted up 1 unit. Remember on the previous page, it was at 0, 0. It was at the origin. So it looks like what I've done by putting this +1 back here is I've taken that V, which was here, I've shifted the whole thing up 1 unit. Interesting. That might be important later. Let's try another one. Again, we're going to do the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and set up our XY chart. So here we go. X, Y, and we're going to pick the values that are easy to do math with. Nothing special about these. They're just easy to do math with. All right, let's see what happens. I take a -2, I plug it in. I have a -2 minus 1. Well, that's going to be a -3. Take the absolute value. I get 3. I'm going to take a -1, I'm going to plug it in. -1 minus 1 is going to be a -2. Take the absolute value, that's 2. Plug in a 0. 0 minus 1 is a -1. Take the absolute value and you get 1. Okay, let's see here. I plug in a +1. 1 minus 1 is 0. The absolute value of 0 is 0. 2. I plug in a 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. Well, those are kind of weird points, but let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. Change my size here so you can see my points. And here we go. I'm going to have -2, 3. So -2, 1, 2, 3 right there. Okay. -1, 2 right there. I'm at 0, 1 right there. I'm at 1, 0 right there. And then I'm at 2, 1 right there. Okay, I think I see where my V is at. I'm pretty sure I see where it's at, but let me try one more point just to make sure. Let me do X is equal to 3. Sorry, my marker's a little fatter because I'm putting in my points. If I plug in a +3, 3 minus 1 is 2, and the absolute value of 2 is 2. Let's see if this fits my trend. I'm at 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Absolutely, it does. Okay, perfect. Oh, hang on, I dropped my pen. I do see, we're not ready to drop the pen yet. We're close. We're getting close. I do think I see where my V is at. So let me adjust my size and make sure I extend my lines all the way through my coordinate plane. Here we go. Yes. And yes. All right, I do see where my V is at. It looks like what has happened. Remember on the previous page, it was at the origin. By putting this minus 1 inside the absolute value, I've taken my v and I've shifted it to the right one spot. Gee, I wonder if maybe that might be a little important later on. Well, here's what we're going to do. Head on over to the next page of the notes. We'll go ahead and take a look at the piecewise defined functions. I'll meet you over there.